Today, we'll examine how the political system in Mount Vernon is being quietly hijacked. Not by voters, but by outside developer money, political silence, and a coordinated operation to control both sides of the ballot.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.
Welcome to the Publisher's Desk. I'm Damon K. Jones, publisher of Black Westchester Magazine, where we don't just report headlines, we hold people accountable, connect the dots, and speak truth to power. Today, we'll examine how the political system in Mount Vernon is being quietly hijacked. Not by voters, but by outside developer money, political silence, and a coordinated operation to control both sides of the ballot. At the center of it all is a political action committee, Rise Up Mount Vernon, funded by a developer whose buildings have become symbols of everything wrong with unchecked political influence. That same developer gave tens of thousands of dollars to the Democratic Party and is now backing a political action committee challenging that party's endorsed candidates. A political flyer promoting the Rise Up Mount Vernon political line was circulated at the Memorial Day parade in Mount Vernon, and it immediately confused people. The flyer listed Kathleen Gleason for city council, Danielle Brown for city judge, and Darren Morton for comptroller, the same three candidates officially endorsed by the Mount Vernon Democratic City Committee. This raised an obvious question. How can the same candidates appear on the slate of a political organization actively running against the Democratic Party's ticket? Candidates' names and faces are being used without permission. No formal denouncements, no transparency, no leadership. This isn't democracy, it's political gentrification disguised as progress. Let's start with the money. Rella Fogliano, the owner of McQuestion Development, has personally donated $30,000 to the Mount Vernon Democratic City Committee over the past 2 years. On May 16, 2025, the same day Rise Up Mount Vernon was officially registered as a political action committee with the New York State Board of Elections, and Rella personally donated $25,000 to the committee. Same day, same name, same political playbook. That's not random, that's calculated. That's a developer writing the rules by funding both the official party and the challenger slate. It's the illusion of choice rigged by money. Now here's where it gets worse. So far, only one Democratic nominated candidate, City Comptroller Darren Morton, has had the courage to publicly denounce Rise Up Mount Vernon. Just one. Black Westchester contacted Democratic City Committee Chair Mary Graves and asked if the other two endorsed candidates, Kathleen Gleason and Danielle Brown, would also speak up. As of this recording, nothing. No statement, no disavowal. To make matters worse, both Gleason and Brown were personally asked by members of the city committee before the official vote to endorse them whether they planned to seek support from any other political organizations. They explicitly said no. Yet here we are with their names appearing on materials from Rise Up Mount Vernon, a political line running in opposition to the very committee that endorsed them. No formal objection exists to Rise Up Mount Vernon using their names and faces in campaign materials without their permission. That kind of silence in the face of deception, that's not a political strategy. That's complicity in a city that is majority Black, working class, and still recovering from years of governmental mismanagement and corruption. Silence like that sends one message. We're not in control. The donors are. Now let's talk about Kenneth Plummer, a name you've heard before. According to the Democratic chairperson, Mary Graves, Plummer brokered Rella Fogliano's $20,000 donation to the Democratic Committee on behalf of Mayor Sean Patterson Howard in 2023. When asked about the $10,000 donation in 2024, she didn't respond. Now that same donor is bankrolling a political slate against the Mount Vernon Democratic City Committee, which she helped finance. And Plummer, despite reports that he no longer lives in Mount Vernon, he still holds the title of district leader. That's an ongoing Black Westchester investigation. If that's true, it violates New York State public officers law and election law, in which require public officers to live in the districts they serve. That means he shouldn't just be questioned. He should be removed. And it doesn't stop there. In 2012, the New York State Joint Commission on Public Ethics found Plummer to have violated the Lobbying Act. He lobbied for real estate deals without registering as a lobbyist. He admitted it. He paid the fine. Now he's allegedly doing the same thing all over again, helping developers get state funding without the legal transparency required. We've also received reports that Plummer is active in Peekskill and has been alleged to use the same political tactics. Kenny Plummer's alleged actions may not just violate state ethics laws, they could potentially trigger federal investigations as well. If he's acting as an unregistered lobbyist for developers while influencing campaign activity or public funding decisions, he could be in violation of the Federal Lobbying Disclosure Act and even honest services fraud statutes. If developer donations were funneled through political action committees without proper disclosure or coordination rules being followed, it could rise to the level of campaign finance violations under federal election law. These are serious concerns that may warrant closer scrutiny by federal oversight bodies like the FEC, DOJ, or HUD, especially if public funds or housing projects are involved. We're investigating. The registration form for Rise Up Mount Vernon list. Mark Hanna, treasurer from Brooklyn. A TD bank account is also in Brooklyn. Tiara Kathleen McIntosh is listed as having operational control. Now here's the thing. No one has explained who Tiara McIntosh is, what her qualifications are, or what interest she has in shaping Mount Vernon's political future. This isn't a local movement. This is a Brooklyn-based political action committee operating in a black city, trying to control elections with outside money and backroom operatives. Now let's talk about the kind of community investment from this developer. Rella Foglianen is responsible for one of the city's most unattractive, oversized buildings. But this isn't just about appearance. It's a public safety hazard. That building has become a dumping ground for sex offenders, mentally ill individuals, and drug-addicted residents brought in from across New York City, not Mount Vernon. The result, a flood of 911 calls, suicides, overdoses, police stress, EMS fatigue. And let's be clear, this is intentional. When former Mayor Andre Wallace was in office, he threatened to sue NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio to stop the practice of relocating troubled population into Mount Vernon, and it worked for a time. But the moment Wallace left office, the practice resumed. The city is again used as a dumping ground, and Rella's building is ground zero. Now imagine 10 more buildings just like it. Soulless, box-like structures, disconnected from community values. Built for profit, not for people. These aren't revitalization projects. They're zoning scams backed by tax breaks, political silence, and developer power. And the price, black families pay it daily, through crime, through failing public services, through declining home values. Let me be clear. This isn't a campaign. It's political gentrification. And the most dangerous part is being sold to us by people who look like us and funded by people who never lived here. At Black Westchester, we believe political silence is complicity. If you're running for office in Mount Vernon or anywhere in Westchester, and you can't publicly reject developer-controlled political action committees, if you can't speak up when your name is misused, if you can't protect your community from political manipulation, then you're not running for the people. You're running for your funders. Mount Vernon's future should be shaped by its residents, not by campaign donors, lobbyists, or developers with a permit and a plan. Because if Rise Up Mount Vernon wins in silence, then the people lose in shame. Thank you for watching The Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine, the news with the Black point of view. Stay informed, stay blessed, and always stay Blacktastic. Thank you to everyone who supported us through Super Chat. Your contributions keep independent media alive and thriving. We couldn't do it without you. Stand strong, speak loud. Wear the truth. The Black Mental Health Matters Tee. Support health, wellness, mental clarity, and independent media. Get yours now. Stand up, speak out, rock the message that matters, community before party. Get your shirt today and let your vote wear your interest and values over party loyalty. Black media, Black truth, Black freedom. Support independent Black media. The Freedom Tea from the Publisher's Desk says what the system won't. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.